tips and tricks for indie publishing. So we're going to get started on time. That's probably the first thing I want to tell you is, if you say you're going to do something, do it on time. So, especially when you put your books out. I'm Kirk Cushion. I'm currently doing Ozopolis. I've also done Super Tintopia and Babe Force. And I have to read that off the paper because I can't remember my own bio either. So I'll be moderating and chiming in. And these are some of my cohorts and friends I've met over the years. The first gentleman next to me is Rob Zalo. And he is an illustrator and a writer, and his latest project is Expert's Guide to, it's called The Expert's Guide, right, by Stratosphere Comics?
Is that what it says? No,
yeah.
Actually, no.
He's cool, just go with that. And then we have Paul Roman Martinez next to Rob, and he does The Adventures of the 19XX. And he was just nominated for the Russ Manning Award, and you got to go to the iGen, right? Yes. Very cool at San Diego, so. He's our big shot friend. And then down here we have Clint and Don Wolf, who do Zombie Ranch. And too bad zombies aren't hot right now, guys. I really wish you'd get with the program and do something that pop culture is interested in.
I think if you walk the floor out there, we're the only zombie related.
Yeah, horror's just not, no one's really interested. But hey, good luck with that, so. So we're gonna do about half hour, basically our tips and tricks, basically how we effed up or screwed up, and hopefully you can avoid that. And it's not really a 101 deal because I figure you can Google that. So you learn a lot of things after you've done this. I've been doing this about 10 years, and I know probably Rob and you guys, I think a little, how long?
We started October.
Let's start down there. Tell us a little about yourself and how long you've been doing it, guys.
We started, well, it was really sort of a crash start for us. It was the first Long Beach Comic-Con where we actually, we didn't end up producing the comic itself. We produced a little sneak preview of the comic, and we also started publishing it online at that time. So we have remained primarily a webcomic, although we've been getting into print issues as they come along, and we finished certain arcs. But we went from idea to start in about end of July to beginning of October, which is, I don't recommend that. Yeah. I mean, it's one way to get yourself started, but it was...
So what don't you recommend? The time?
Doing it that quickly.
Yeah. That quickly? Okay.
I mean, it is a way so that when you get through with it, then you kind of look back and go, wow, what happened? And you're there, so you do get over the hump of it at the first point. But it was so. On the other hand, I guess I should say not discourage people from doing it. Just that it was crazy. We'll get into some of the pitfalls that happened as a result of that. Because really, what happened was we had the idea, we sat on it for about a month, and then when Long Beach confirmed us for a table, I think we had about 30 days from that point to actually get our butts in gear and get something together. And we've been learning as we go since
then. My experience is kind of similar in that I just started the book. I didn't have a lot of planning. And the main reason for that really was I had probably about 2 or 3 other books that I had started planning. And at a certain point I said, these are horrible, I don't want to show them to anybody. And so that one I just said, I'm just going to put the first page online. I don't even have the story, I don't have any characters, I just had kind of an idea. I just put it online, and over the course of the first few weeks, I try to ask people, get in touch with people, say, what do you think of this? What do you think of this font? What do you think of these colors, whatever. There was a lot of back and forth in the few first months, and it was definitely hard to do it that way, but it kind of forced me to put something out there, and it forced me to put my best product out there, because I knew the second I made it, the next week it was going to be up, and people were going to be seeing it. So there's pros and cons to doing it that way. If you have the time to work on something and perfect it, definitely do that. If you're a procrastinator like most of the people in the building, then just put it up there, and work on it as you go.
Can you tell me a little bit, Paul, because I met you last year, so you haven't been, how long have you been around doing this?
My first page went up 2009, September 9th, 2009. And it was 1 page, 2 pages every 2 weeks. And at first it took me two weeks to draw 2 pages. By the end of it, I was trying to catch up with my print run so I could get a book printed before it finished online. And by the end of it, I was up to about a page a day. I can do a page in a day now. Colored, inks, everything. And so that's how long I've been doing it.
When was your first convention?
My first convention was the Long Beach Expo. It was the one-day thing they had here. And I mean, it was kind of like, I showed up, I had a few t-shirts, my book had just gotten back from the printers, I had no idea if anyone was going to buy anything, and I ended up doing pretty well. And then every show since then, I used to be surprised that people would even want my book, and now I just have fun talking to people about it. And I'm really at a point now where I can enjoy it and get that feedback.
So